That's good. Glad to hear that.
And was there a glilling bitch? I mean, a billing glitch?
Yikes.
Whoops.
I just had a glitch.
No, there wasn't.
Was there I'm so sorry.
It's like a
I don't know what happened there.
new kind of witch.
That's where Renee Ritchie is of imore.com. Hi, Renee.
Leo, I woke up to word that Burger King was buying Tim Hortons and moving the whole shebang to Canada. I just don't know what to do with myself.
I call shenanigans. What was it, too? It was a huge amount of money. It was billions and it dwarfs the acquisition of Twitch by Amazon. It's like 11 billion.
I'm
for
really,
a donut shop.
I like Tony Horton so much, and I don't like.
Oh
Burger
yeah, he
King
loves
so
Tony
much.
Horton. His favorite hockey player.
Yes,
Donut
Tony Horton.
Whoppers are going to be a thing.
Tony Horton.
So the thing is it's Tony Horton,
Tim,
and Tim Horton.
Were
Tim
they
Horton
brothers?
takes your belly and pushes it one way,
Yeah.
and I believe Tony Horton pulls it back in. So I try to stick with
$11.4 billion. It is a sacrilege. It's something akin to Budweiser buying Molson's.
It's good for neither of our countries, Leo.
What's weird is that they're moving Burger King to Canada.
We already have a queen. We're okay. We're good.
You got a king and a queen now.
Look forward to seeing more drunken people at hockey fights wearing those paper-free crowns now. That's a good visual. Free advertising,
Poor
man.
Jim Dalrymple's not even here and he's being made fun of.
Remember Scott Bourne gave us that gold card at Burger King? I wonder if that'll work at Tim Hortons.
Unlimited Burger King. I guess it's all over for Scott and his unlimited Burger King card. Doesn't he have a card that he can eat free forever?
Something like that. That was the story anyway.
I don't buy it.
I think it was just a good story.
So apparently this is when it came across the wire, they said it was a tax inversion.
Yep.
The hell?
Painful.
What the hell is that?
Paying tax in Canadian dollars must be cheaper.
Yeah.
It is.
That's language they use in the first reel of a sci-fi horror movie to explain the thing they can't explain that caused the giant monster to visit upon this. It was a tax inversion. We thought it was impossible in this dimension, but look at what's happening right now.
I think that's what caused Sharknado is a tax inversion, wasn't it?
Very much live, yeah.
Several inversion, according to...
Did he attack Canadian beaches first? Canadian beaches pretending to be U.S. beaches.
Several inversion deals have developed this year alone. U.S.-based AbbVie bought Irish drug maker Shire, and then they moved to Ireland, right? The idea is you move out of the U.S. because the corporate taxes are so high here. I think we're pretty generous in our corporate tax structure.
Oh, no.
You say no?
No, it's fine.
I don't know what Canadian corporate taxes are like, but Canadian civil taxes are redonkulous.
Yep. No, I think the United States has pretty close to the highest corporate taxes in the world.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why everyone's doing this. That's why it becomes big business.
It must be. I mean, that's proof is in the pudding, right?
Yeah.
So you should go to Saskatchewan instead of Pennsylvania, Alex.
I don't have any family in Saskatchewan. I'm not moving to Pennsylvania for a tax inversion.
Isn't Canada like kind of practically a socialist nation with things like universal health care? How could the taxes be lower in Canada?
I think that
None of this makes sense to me.
I think it's higher for individuals, though, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it.
Huh. So that makes them a capitalist communist country.
It makes us very cold in winter and very happy in summer.
Now, I should point out that Tim Hortons, I don't know why we're going on and on about this, but Tim Hortons was owned by Wendy's.
And theoretically, and I'll argue that they use Macs. That's why,
there you go. That's why we're
right?
talking about
They
it.
have an app. They have a
And
app
they were in Delaware until 2009, and then they moved back to Canada shortly after the conservative government, thank you, Mr. Harper,
we were repatriated.
lowered the corporate tax rate. The new company will be based in Canada. It'll be called Burger Hortons.
There must be a lot of tax on burgers.
I think there are going to be a lot of people who are going to whimsically drop the last syllable off of that. Hey, man, want to get dinner, burger whore?
Talk about your Whopper.
Woo! I don't know. We should restart this show, I think. Let's call this the pre-show.
I am just like Spotify. No, I like RDO. No,
RDO,
I mean, we're all using...
Maybe they're too old.
Oh, yeah, if there were 4, I could convince them.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Well, apparently, according to one story I read, 200,000 subscribers. It's not a significant number. Not worth billions. I'm going to be the New York Times is
that's-
confirming this. The Wall Street Journal is confirming this. It came from the Financial Times. I'm going to be the guy that stands up and says, I call BS.
This would be a good call. Just as a long shot. I think you're doing the right thing.
But no one will remember if you're wrong anyway, so don't worry about it.
That's true.
That's the key.
John understands this whole
Yeah, I know
this
that
whole
game.
dynamic.
Well.
Say something outrageous. If you're right, people will go, whoa, he knew it. He was the only one.
It works.
And if you're wrong, it's like, well, just another. I'm the guy, by the way, said 2 weeks ago, short Apple.
Oh, yeah, that was a
That
good
was
one.
a good call.
Yeah. Fantastic.
I'm the guy when Apple said we're going Intel said, "What are you nuts?" So don't listen to me. So Matthew, you agree with me though?
I like
that this
the
is a
theory.
bad. This is a kind of
I
a
do,
bad
yeah.
bellwether for Apple. I think.
I do, because as soon as I heard about it, even though I've never used Beats headphones, I haven't used the service. It made me, it troubled me that they would pay that much for this thing. That says to me, we're out of ideas.
It would be the largest acquisition in Apple's history by several orders. several
I remember the good old days when the biggest acquisition Microsoft ever made was the $600 million one of whatever it was called.
Web TV.
Web TV. And they were putting themselves in, in kind of an awkward position. And then they went up. And then went up, and now they're just throwing money away.
So I have to correct myself. The Dutch reach around, you're right, is something else. What Apple used is a strategy known as the double Irish with a Dutch sandwich.
That's worse.
That's a thing?
I think
That's a thing.
I think that's just another word for the dirty Sanchez.
Yeah, we're going down a nasty road here.
I think we just brought Urban Dictionary down. But what you do with a double Irish with a Dutch sandwich is you route profits through Irish and Dutch subsidiaries and then off to the Caribbean, and it's exactly what Apple's been doing for some time now. The problem with doing that is they now have a huge cash stake
Overseas.
but they can't use it.
Here's
Unless they buy
a
a
kind of a
European country.
question. The Supreme Court has been bringing this up, that the corporations are people. And if you're a person, an individual, and you try to move your money and hide it offshore, the IRS goes after you. Why don't they just go after this money?
It's
if the
legal.
corporations,
I agree with you,
silly
but it is legal. That's basically the story
So far.
so far. Anyway, I think that's enough on Beats. If the deal goes through, it will go through early next week. Let's make you know what we should do? Let's make a recording of this show.
I think.
And then
Aren't you doing that anyway?
I'm one step ahead
I
of
hear
you.
that you do that regularly.
I think you're doing that.
And then we can play it back next Sunday. Leo was right. It was a rumor created by Dr. Dre and Jimmy Iovine in an attempt to sell headphones and stock or whatever, and to gin up some interest in a company that is actually failing. That's what I think.
Now you've gone out. You actually took a good.
I went too far?
Yeah, way too far. You don't want to, when you bring up a crackpot idea like this, you don't want to extrapolate to make it
that's
worse.
right. Yeah, just kind of vague outline.
Vague it, yeah.
Vague outline.
Figure it out.
If you
No, it's questionable whether he knows anything, how the database even works anymore.
Yeah. If anybody gets his brain in a jar, it'll be Larry Ellison. You know, like
Lots of
people get their brains in a jar.
The guy's going to be the president in 3000. It's the guy with the brain in a jar. Yeah, I got your brain here, Ellison. In a jar.
That is a strange way to compliment someone, Leo, really. This is the strangest I've ever heard.
I don't know what I meant by that.
Yeah, that guy's a real jar brain guy, if you know what I mean.
If anybody gets his brain in a jar, I think I'm punchy still from staying up all night
Nice.
for the
Wow.
iPhone.
Yeah.
Hey, at least it's not like Coin, all right? Don't get me started on Coin.
Did you back Coin?
Oh, I backed Coin. I backed Coin. Don't. Are we getting this,
Did you
Gina?
do it through your Pop 3 mail server? Did you back Coin?
Wow.
I'm just
Wow.
sorry. I couldn't resist, Ron. I'm really sorry about that Coin. I kind of do want to get you started on Coin, but we are behind time.
Yes,
so
we are.
I won't do that.
We'll have to
But,
save that. If you're done trolling,
save that.
Gina, we can move on.
That was good, Gina. More of that.
Listen, it looked like a really cool product. This is why I don't do crowdfunding.
So we'll see. You know, when I get it next year, I'll let
Here's
you
the
guys
question:
know.
Do you regret the white? Like if you had your if you
I mean,
could turn
I
back
suppose
time.
I suppose
if it could turn back time. I love that song. Can I tell you?
Has a white one right now.
Sorry,
Oh,
everyone. We
if that doesn't
lost
make-
like 5 subscribers.
If
right
that
there.
doesn't make the best of, I don't know what does.